Hello and welcome everyone to the 2023 Ontario Business Achievement Awards, brought to you by our series presenting partner Canadian National Railway. This year's theme is all about building a sustainable future, and Ontario is so well positioned with amazing people, companies, resources, innovation to lead globally in this area. It's going to take leadership, and this episode is all about association leadership. I want to give a big shout out to our episode partner, Martin Rea International, and our contributing partner, AMCO, for their help in making this happen. Now, when it comes to association leaders, it's pretty hard for those of us in the chamber movement to go outside the family, as it were, because we have so many incredible leaders in the chamber movement across this province and across this country. But there was no denying this year's winner, because he and his association have had such an incredible impact on international trade negotiations, on product launches, on COVID response, and on the launch of Canada's first all-Canadian emissions-free vehicle, the Project Aero car, which was the talk of the town at Las Vegas's CES. I'm talking about none other than Flavio Volpe, the CEO of the Automotive Parts Manufacturers Association. Now, before we get to talking to Flavio, we sent our man on the street, Louis De Palma, out to learn more about the Project Aero car and what's got everyone buzzing. Over to you, Louis.
Yes! What a great opportunity. Oops. I guess I misunderstood that assignment. Hey, a fellow can dream, right? Project Aero is a Canadian story, politely asserting ourselves with fresh vision, innovation, and collaboration. Demonstrating that the auto industry in Canada is alive and well. The first all-Canadian electric vehicle is paving the way to a greener future. Zero emissions by 2050? APMA said, challenge accepted. And the vision for Project Aero was born. Inspired by a design from Carleton University students and built at Ontario Tech University, this initiative boasts engineering and manufacturing contributions from 58 companies across Canada. Talk about collaboration. And Project Aero has been representing cutting innovation right from the beginning, incorporating virtual reality and AI even in the development phases. Of course, sustainability is the focal point with Project Aero. Its unique battery system allows for fast charging and is supported by a solar power panel on the roof. This reduces downtime and increases efficiency. Project Aero is equipped with autonomous driving technology, making it not just eco-friendly, but also a smart mobility vehicle. Concepts like these will change how we move around. I am using the term concept car. However, it is already road proven. It has a top speed of 170 kilometers per hour and a range of almost 500 kilometers on a single charge, meeting the highest standards for electric vehicle performance. I like that this car proves a vision of connected infrastructure. I like its smart driving capabilities. I like that it is safe, efficient, greener. These things are all important. But if you ask me what I love that it is truly ours. It represents the very best in Canadian innovation, collaboration, and ingenuity. Project Aero represents our hope in homegrown businesses as global leaders toward a sustainable future.
For over a century, Ontario's Chambers of Commerce and Boards of Trade have been a driving force, supporting both communities and businesses. Through challenges, we've stood strong, connecting voices and advocating for what matters most. In the spirit of collaboration, we find strength. A network of over 60,000 business owners shaping the future of our province by driving sustainable economic growth and cultivating resilient communities. We are your community partners. Together, we are unstoppable. For more information, visit www.occ.ca/chamber-network-directory.
Getting 300 million tons of freight to market and powering the economic growth of a nation, that takes a lot. It takes fortitude and focus, a strong footprint, and a commitment to reducing it. It takes partnerships, communities, collaboration. It takes a vision and care for one another. It takes all of us together into the future.
Our sincere thanks to CN for all that you do to maintain and grow the Ontario economy, and all that you do as our series presenting partner for the Ontario Business Achievement Awards. Look, Flavio Volpe is a very busy man, and I had to work very hard to get him to carve out time for this interview. So this is what the 2023 Association CEO of the Year winner had to say. Have a look.
You ended up choosing to come here to APMA. My colleague Louis in an earlier segment talked a little bit about the association. Tell us a little bit more about it and why you chose it.
It's a good question that I think about so many times. I was building solar power plants before this, and I got a call from a board member that I'd known from a previous gig at the Ontario government. And I thought about it. I said, I'm a car guy. This is could be interesting. And so we need someone who really understands the dynamics of this massive, $35 billion a year business in Canada, 100,000 employees, and understands how to advocate for us while we're totally respecting that the final product belongs to the automaker. I thought, this is maybe an opportunity to take some of my passion for the actual product. And things I learned in government, to turn around and do a little bit of work for some very humble, hardworking people. And so here we are.
For a humble, hardworking group, all of us want to have COVID in the rearview mirror. But when it hit and everyone panicked over different supplies, including ventilators to deal in the worst cases, your sector stepped up in an enormous way. What drove that, and what lessons did you learn out of that?
I made a couple of calls, and the two most fruitful ones is I spoke to Giles Gerson, who was the deputy minister at the time at Economic Development in Ontario, and then to Vic Fideli, and I said, do we make any of these things here? Is there a source? Can we be helpful? We called every ventilator manufacturer around the world. They said, we got a handle, and we knew they didn't have a handle. And so the industry, it took us a few weeks, and then another few weeks in getting the IP contracts in place. But I think it was the biggest industrial mobilization in peacetime history in Canada. It was probably the most fulfilling thing I've ever been a part of. It was really heartwarming to see that these companies were anonymous, but were also the biggest employers in the towns that they're in, step up and do the thing that everybody said was impossible. Did it without a contract in most cases. Did it at a loss, but did it because it was the right thing to do. And I think one thing that came out of that was very important for us as an industry is I think we reestablished for everybody, that there's a dignity in making things. Probably look at price, maybe second or third, and look at the people who are making them, and the security in that supply. Here we are now, 3 years later, still talking about security of supply chain.
Unless you have the capacity to make things, unless you have that manufacturing ethos, it would have been impossible to do that. And so how critical is that on a go-forward basis for a sophisticated economy that, we were supposed to be post-industrial and into services and IP and all of that, and actually making stuff is pretty important.
We're trying to overcome this culture of manufacturing is yesterday. Well, we manufactured life-saving goods in a time frame that was incredible. There's so many people that should be credited, provincial, federal governments, med tech companies that worked with us, and everybody in between. But we converted within 4 or 5 weeks. Why? Because we have the capacity and we have the people. What are we doing now? We have our Project Arrow, which is our technology demonstration to the world, which is we take all those applied sciences, put them into the number one consumer good that anybody could buy. The second highest expense that anybody can have in their life after shelter is transportation. We can build the most advanced stuff and create the type of jobs that our children would want to have and need to have to be able to live as comfortably as they do as they're growing up.
I want to dive into Project Arrow, the future of electric cars.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that project. And again, for an anonymous sector, suddenly you're doing something that's putting you on the global stage and in the global spotlight.
What we thought was, let's blow everybody's mind by making a car from bumper to bumper, a working prototype, not a clay model or anything else to say. I've been saying for years, we literally make everything here. Well, why don't we literally make everything one time and then show everybody, and then do something with the branding of that reflects Canadian ideals, brings in dreamers. We went and recruited the chief engineer of special projects at Aston Martin and helped us turn this incredible design into a real car.
More important than 007.
This vehicle is going to sell Canadian capabilities around the world. And if you're looking at it, it's not a failure because we succeeded. We're on a world tour.
But you go from internal combustion to electric, and you move from a couple thousand parts to a couple hundred parts. What does that look like in the evolution, and how does Ontario and Canada position itself?
What I say the most exciting part about EVs is if you came here in an internal combustion engine car today, it doesn't matter how good it is, it's a 40-volt platform. In an EV and a 100-kilowatt battery vehicle, you've got 800 volts for a platform, or 1,200. So all of those things that we dreamed of. I grew up watching Knight Rider. We're in the Knight Rider era. The connected autonomous applications, your vehicle as a caregiver, autonomous drive, vehicles that make transactions, vehicles that are actually shareable. We have an incredible cluster in Canada that are part of this new auto sector. And as long as we make cars here, we can get their technologies on it. And we're going to see, now if you look at the automotive map of Canada, it's southwestern Ontario. If you look at it 10 years from now, the veins are going to go out to where the critical minerals come from, and we're world number 2 behind China, and then to where all those applied technologies, the high voltage technologies are. It really will be a national sector.
Part of that vision and that place for Canada in the automotive ecosystem globally was also another area that you and your members played an enormous role in, and that is as part of Team Canada in the negotiations with our partners to the south, and what trade looks like and how to ensure that Canada continues to be able to play in that. Tell us a little bit about that journey, because also an important part of the many people who nominated you for this award.
We ended up with a deal that we think is worth 25% incremental volume purchase a year at full implementation, which is crazy. We don't have a Canadian automaker. It's not like Canadian automakers, so we're going to do it at the plant. But we managed to get the Americans to propose something that helped everybody.
importantly, that's not just an increase for Canada, but it helps. It's a win-win-win across multiple borders.
Biggest winners in all of that were American automotive companies and American part suppliers, because we're so integrated. And they employ so many people here, and we employ so many there. Everybody won.
Yeah. So, trade, the ventilator project, the Aero. Tell me a little bit about what you think sort of the keys to leadership are. What motivates you? How does that affect your leadership?
Look, I think on leadership, it starts with how you treat people. I always say that the only thing that matters is how we treat each other. You're going to work for someone who doesn't treat you with respect. Your time with respect, your family obligation with respect, your opinions with respect. We do that first. Then the second thing is you got to outwork people. You can control that. Just outwork people. Now, it's, when you ask people to work a lot harder at work, it's only a piece of their life. So try to recruit people that are passionate about this work. If you aren't and you belong somewhere else, we probably should be somewhere else. And it'll probably help you get somewhere else. And then you put it all together and we say, we know what we have to do on a daily basis, but take moonshots and be prepared to fail. We're talking about the ones that made it here, but there are others that didn't. We got a wonderful team here, a great culture here. And what I love doing with people is turn around and say, bring an idea else and go with it. Go with it. I'll provide the cover. Go with it. Just don't surprise me. And we've got a few people here that could be sitting in this chair talking to you at any point. I just happen to be the person who gets to get some credit for their hard work as well.
Look, as a guy who started in solar panels and is envisioning the electric vehicle in the future, you are hip deep in sustainability, and the overarching theme of these awards this year is building a sustainable economy, a sustainable future. What do you think the key elements of that are going to be for Ontario and for Canada?
The world's on fire this summer. This country specifically, the air quality here has been an issue in ways in which I haven't seen since I was a kid in this city. It's very acute. Right now, we're focused on sustainability targets for products. I think they're very important. They're noble. Some of them are going to be impossible to achieve. And so what we have to avoid is taking some of those cheap shots at these sustainability targets and turn around and say, we're going to try from the product end. We need to have an enterprise look at it. How do you manage your business? What's the carbon footprint of the business itself? What are some of the decisions you're making on supply chains? Where you send them, where they come back? How are you hiring leadership with a lens on sustainability? Are you looking for people who are going to help you strictly on profitability? Or are you going to understand that you have a responsibility? That as your company grows and expands, as the industry grows and expands, that it's not just in products that are clean, but in processes that are clean, and with people that are going to understand that these wildfires are news now. The worst moment will be when it's no longer news and we're used to it. And, I'm getting to be an old man now. When I've got kids in university and one in high school, they don't care about cars. They're able to drive. But they do care about the planet they're inheriting. And what you want to be able to do for them is to, at the very least, show them that you tried very hard to hand them something very good. And not that when you had your turn, you profited as much as you can and you said, it's up to you now.
Well, you happen to be the person this year who is the OBAA Association CEO of the Year. I think all of the viewers will see from the passion and the vision and the delight in what your people have done that you're an incredibly worthy recipient this year. And it's been a great pleasure. Thank you, Mike.
Okay.
My dad has always been a very driven and ambitious person, and I've always admired his ability to step up and conquer any challenge thrown his way. His determination is truly unmatched, and his ability to step up for our family at the same time is really something that's very important to us. He's always there whenever we need it, no questions asked. Congratulations.
Congratulations to the Chamber for choosing Flavio. I cannot think of a more deserving recipient.
Obviously, Flavio is a talented individual, but his role at the APMA takes full advantage of his two loves, Canada and the automobile. Flavio has delivered the APMA's current relevance, and he represents our industry like no other, and he does it globally. Congratulations, Flavio.
What a pleasure and honor it is to congratulate Flavio on being awarded Association CEO of the Year. A tremendous achievement. Congrats, Flavio.
Hello, Flavio. On behalf of your friends at Magna International, a sincere congratulations on your award. You've been a tireless and passionate ambassador for the Canadian automotive industry over the years. We appreciate all your hard work and your leadership, and we look forward to collaborating with you in the years to come.
Flavio, congratulations on being the first person to be named Association CEO of the Year by the Ontario Chamber of Commerce. Now, this recognition is a testament to your exceptional leadership, your energy, your relentless dedication to advancing Ontario's auto sector. You have demonstrated an unparalleled passion for championing the interests of our auto community and have worked tirelessly to foster growth, innovation, and collaboration. Over the last 3 years, we worked together to attract over $25 billion in transformative auto and electric vehicle investments. We just can't forget this achievement and the collaboration that helped to underpin it. As CEO of the Automotive Parts Manufacturers Association, you've been a staunch advocate for this sector. Your strategic thinking, your ability to navigate these complex challenges have not only preserved jobs, but stimulated growth and innovation. More importantly, you remain firmly committed to giving back to the communities we serve. So we look forward to your continued positive impact you will undoubtedly have in your career. Congratulations again, Flavio, and thank you for your dedication to the province.
This celebration of leadership simply wouldn't have been possible without our episode partner, Martin Rea International.
In a world driven by innovation and excellence, one company stands out, revolutionizing the automotive parts industry. Martin Rea International, driving the future forward. At Martin Rea, we deliver system solutions that exceed industry-driven benchmarks for our customers. Our team sets the pace, utilizing our expertise with lightweight structures, propulsion systems, best practices in flexible manufacturing, and a commitment to quality management from start to finish. Martin Rea is a lightweighting company, and lightweighting is ingrained in everything we do. We are playing an important role in positioning Canada as a key player in the rapidly evolving automotive landscape. By fostering a culture of innovation, we continue to drive growth for the entire automotive industry. Martin Rea International, innovating the future of mobility to make people's lives better.
Flavio, what an incredible pleasure and honor as always to chat with you. And I know as a fellow CEO of an association that few things warm the cockles of your heart more than having your members and your board members in particular and your chair sing your praises. And so it gives me great pleasure to introduce Fred Bitosto, the CFO of Martin Rea International and also the chair of the APMA, to present the award to you.
Thanks, Rocco. Flavio, it's an absolute privilege for Martin Rea to be part of this program. We have followed closely with admiration you had at the APMA, and this award is well deserved. You are a true professional and an absolute tremendous champion for the automotive parts industry, working tirelessly to make sure the industry is represented and heard. Your leadership has been spot on and your impact profound. It's been a pleasure to work with you and to get to know your last number of years. The APMA has never been stronger, and there's no one more deserving of this than you. Therefore, it is my great honor to present you with the Ontario Business Achievement Awards 2023 Association CEO of the Year Award. Congratulations, Flavio.
Thank you, Fred. Well, thank you, Rocco, and thank you, Fred, for your kind and generous words. It's very easy to do this work when I'm working for an industry that is so hardworking and so humble, and its own impact is very profound. Thank you for your leadership. A lot of what we do is easy because we've got guidance from people like you. Thank you, Rocco, for this recognition. This is a very important industry in Ontario, and I'm humbled to be that voice and provide that platform for it. We do so many amazing things. So many people could be standing here accepting this award. I hope that I continue to have the trust of those people, those companies, and the 100,000 people that are in this business in Ontario in the years that come. Thank you.
Congratulations again to Flavio Volpe and his amazing team at the APMA. Look, the great Steve Jobs once said that innovation is what separates the leader from the follower. The proof is in the pudding. Flavio has always led with innovation, and this year has been a knockout success. None of this celebration, though, would have been possible without our incredible series presenting partner, Canadian National Railway, our episode partner, Martin Rea International, and our contributing partner, AMCO. And of course, none of this would matter unless you, the viewers, joined in. So let's keep the conversation going. Join us on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and let's talk about how we continue to build that sustainable future together.